Hey all, I just wanted to put together a little tutorial on how we can deploy Sequelize with JawsDB to Heroku. Since we can't do it from school, I didn't want you guys to have to flounder around. It's actually pretty simple, but I will walk you through all the steps right now. Cool, so I'm just going to deploy this random project here. I believe this is your Sequelize burger solved. There's a few things we want to make sure we have in order for this to work. So in our config, you're going to have your development set to whatever your local host credentials are. And then production, we're going to use env variable for JawsDB URL. We're going to use the dialect of MySQL. Then in our server, we're going to make sure that down here at the bottom, we have our port set to process env port or 3000. And then in our package JSON, you can see we're using Sequelize and we're using MySQL 2. I have MySQL in here because it was installed by accident, but we only need MySQL 2. So let's go over into our terminal. And I am here now, so I can go Heroku create. And it's going to give me the name of an app, Salty Waters 59006. Heroku names are always very fun. So now I'm going to go over to my dashboard. I'm going to refresh. And I'm going to see I've got this Salty Waters one. So I'm going to go in. And first under deploy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here. And I'm going to go grab this Git remote to add this remote for this new repository on Heroku. And I'll go back in and I'll punch that in here. Oh, never mind. First, let's initialize this. So git init, initialize. So you can follow these instructions right here. So now we can add the remote. In this case, cool, we set the git remote. So I'm going to add, I'm going to commit. Please write better messages than me. Cool, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into Heroku, and I'm going to go to resources and look up JawsDB MySQL. We want the free one, so make sure this is set to free. Make sure you hit provision, and we will go through, and there we get. And here are your creds that we're going to use Workbench for. So usually I use SQL Pro. I was running into a couple of issues with it with Sequelize, but it could have just been my computer. So I'm just going to use Workbench for now. But let's see it. Come on. Come on. There we go. Cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to press plus to get a new connection. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to grab these credentials. So first, my host name, which is always going to end with an Amazon AWS, is going to go right here in my host name. My username right here. So make sure when you're doing this that you do not copy any spaces into this, because that's usually a big problem people have. So if you add a space on when you're copying and pasting, it will obviously not work. And then password will go in here in the keychain. And then we're going to give this a name. So I'm just going to say Sequelize burger. Cool. And then I'm going to press OK. And I've got it right here. So I'm going to click on it. And after a minute, we will open up. And there we go. So you're going to see that the database it actually creates is this string of kind of gibberish here. So there's only one step we really have to do, and that's use, and then type this, UBLK7YGA. FXS 2IJRS. Super easy. And then I'm going to run this query with the question mark. And cool. It says use 0 rows affected. So now that that's working, I can go back to here and I can actually deploy it to Heroku. So I'm going to say git push Heroku master. And as this runs, bum, 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 bum. That's a lot of dependencies. More than usual. But no matter. Okay, build succeeded. Come on. Come on, Heroku. Sweet. So HTTPS saltywaters59006.heroku.com. And we go. And there we go. We are deployed on Heroku. So I can say chicken burger and submit. And there's my chicken burger. And let's say David is the one who ate it, and he's going to devour it. Sweet. It's been eaten by David. So you can see this is clearly working with our database. So we'll go back in here, and we will refresh our database. And you can see that now in tables, we actually have our MySQL tables inside of our JawsDB database. And that's because when we use Sequelize, we use that really handy index file that is going to do all of this for us. So when we go back into here, we can see that we have a burger and we have a customer, and then our index file, which is going to make sure that if we are deployed or if we are local, it is going to make our models into tables for us in our database. So yeah, that is it. That is how we deploy to Heroku with JawsDB with Sequelize. Yeah, as we know, it does not work at school. So this is something you will have to do from home. But if you follow this and do everything I did right here, you should be absolutely fine. Okay, I'll see you guys later.